Welcome to Viking basketball with Tyler Geving, and it's time for the 2015-16 season to begin. We're going to talk a little basketball today. Portland State opens its season this Friday at Grand Canyon, and then the Vikings come home for their home opener on Monday, November 16th against PLU. Coach, in your seventh season now as the head coach, always an exciting time for you, and you jump right into it against a pretty good Grand Canyon team to start the season.
Yeah, we do. It's first of all, it's hard to believe it's my seventh year as head coach. Time flies, but tough one right out of the get-go. Grand Canyon's experienced team. They got some good returners back. Should be a great atmosphere down there. Close to 7,000 people at their games. Expecting a sellout for opening night against Big Thunder Dan Marley, the ex-NBA player. So, but they have a good team. They're one of the top teams on the West Coast, and really looking forward to playing them.
Okay, Grand Canyon out of the Western Athletic Conference. That's going to be a great start for this team. And then you come home, you play Division III school, Pacific Lutheran, and we always have one or two of those on the schedule. But it's a chance to play at home. It's a chance to get a lot of guys some playing time and hopefully get things rolling at home and get positive feelings at home. I know Portland State, you got a great home record in non-conference games. That's got to be something to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, PLU is a very good team, Division III team. We struggled a little bit with Lewis and Clark, who's in the same league the other night. So, it's college basketball. Every game's obviously difficult. And, you go from one extreme of playing in front of 7,000 people on the road to coming home and playing a Division III team. So we need to be ready for that game as well. Obviously, we need to be ready for Friday first, but we need to come back home after that game, win or lose. And then we've got to have a good focus getting ready for a PLU team who's going to want to come in here and beat a Division I team. And I'm sure some of their kids have some things to prove. So no nights off for us. So, but obviously looking forward to the home opener, and had a great crowd for the exhibition game, so hopefully we can kind of continue that on Monday night.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the team now, and let's talk about your returners. And every guy has, I think, a pretty distinct role in terms of the guys that return. Spickerman inside, defending and blocking shots. Gengler became a really talented defender for you. I know you want some points out of Bryce White. Talk a little bit about your returners and what they bring. Yeah,
I think they've done a great job so far. I think you're right. Spickerman, I think you kind of know what you're getting out of him, night in and night out. He's a great defender, good on ball screens, can block shots, has put some weight on in the offseason, which has been good. So he's finishing a little bit better around the rim. He's great running the court in transition, so really happy with Colin. Bryce White, who he was averaging close to 10 a game, before he got shut down last year with the back injury. So Bryce the other night with 20 points is kind of what we're expecting out of Bryce. Not that he's going to get 20 every night, but Bryce is a guy that I think you have to account for on the other team, and he's a guy that can shoot it and drive it, and just has a really good feel for the game. And Zach Gengler really came on last year, and another guy who's really improved his body in the offseason, a lot stronger. And then, his shooting percentage, as we've talked about, needs to go up from what it did last year, be a little bit more consistent shooting it from the three-point range. But those three have done a great job in the fall and given us everything we expected out of them.
Okay, and Braxton Tucker, also a returning starter. He's down right now with some injury, looking for him to come back in future weeks. But before he comes back, kind of excited that we've got some Division I transfers in that have made a big impact. Of course, Cameron Forte with 32 points the other night. He's going to provide some of that inside that we'll miss from Braxton here in the coming games. And, of course, at the guard position, Kalen Robinson does a little bit of everything, and Donovan Stewart. Talk about those guys.
Yeah, start with Kalen, who was in the program last year. I think that was really good for him just to, get some confidence back from Arizona State. But, 7 assists, no turnovers the other night. And if you can get that out of your point guard every single night, I think that would be pretty efficient right there. So, but Kalen's done a great job. He's can shoot it. Didn't score it well the other night, but once again he had 7 assists, and he does a great job and getting the ball up the floor and helping us in our transition game. And Donovan Stewart, backup point guard, comes in, 5 assists, no turnovers, so 12 assists, no turnovers. the other night out of our point guards was phenomenal, so we'll take that every single night. But Donovan's just a steady kid that, started 60 games at SIU Edwardsville and just kind of calms us down and runs the show. And, the nickname, the old man, that the guys have given him, he kind of has that old school, old man's game, and just really settles us down, as I said earlier. And then Cameron Forte, he's just got a knack for scoring. I've never seen a guy like that, 15 feet and in, and he's got that lefty kind of awkward game, but the guy can put the ball in the hoop, and when you got a guy like that you can go to from time to time to get an easy basket, it's a nice threat to have.
Okay, so it's kind of a look at some of the key players. Talk about now as you go into the season. Conference play is always the most important thing in the Big Sky Conference, so you've got about 6 or 7 weeks to prepare for that. What do you evaluate right now as your team's strengths and weaknesses? And we'll start with the strengths, and then tell us maybe what you see as some weaknesses that you need to get better at before conference play starts.
Yeah, I think our strength right now is I think we have good athleticism, and I don't think that's going to go away, which is a good thing. It's not like we're trying to ask our guys to jump higher or run faster. I think athletically we look the part and so forth and so on. I think we have good depth right now. There's a lot of guys off the bench that we can put in the game, and I don't think we drop off too much. And the other thing, I think we share the basketball extremely well. 28 assists the other night on 7 turnovers. Guys are willing to give it up, willing to pass it, and I think you see that in our transition game. I think that's a strength of ours. A weakness right now, I think we're a little inconsistent shooting the basketball. We kind of go, we're probably more of a streak shooting team than a consistent shooting team from the perimeter, so there's going to be nights if we're not making shots that we're really going to have to defend and rebound and do some of those things. So, it's a work in progress. I think, kind of over these next 6-7 weeks, like you talked about before league play comes, we've got to get our identity, our rotations down, and everybody kind of get comfortable with their roles, and I think that's what the preseason's for.
And talk a little bit, last question, about your depth. I know you've got a lot of other guys. We mentioned 7 or 8 guys, but you got a lot of other guys there. You have to feel good about your depth going into the season.
Yeah, we do. Deshaun Parsons is he's an extremely good player coming out of Salt Lake Community College and could easily start right now. And so to bring him off the bench, that's a great weapon. Donovan Stewart, the other night did a great job backing up Kalen. Kyrie Holloway, had a great resume coming from a junior college. He can defend, shoot, backs up Zach Gangler. Isaiah Pinheiro has given us really good minutes the other night, 13 and 7 and 16 minutes, and his minutes are going to continue to go up. And then if we can get Braxton Tucker back, obviously that gives us another weapon, and hope to have him back here soon. And our big 7-footer Namdi has done a lot of good things in practice. Didn't play a lot the other night, but a kid we believe in and a kid we know that's can go in there and be effective. So right now I like our depth, and we just got to continue to stick with it.
All right, thank you very much, and it's a very exciting time for Portland State basketball as the season is just getting underway. Portland State this Friday at Grand Canyon. You can get a live video stream and live audio stream at govikes.com.